We're doing Conor McGregor today. Remember to go sign up on Patreon. And remember to look in the comments section. I put a link for a straw poll underneath there to go vote. And for next Monday, who you'll be voting on is either David Icke, L. Ron Hubbard from Scientology, or the Black Lives Matter leaders. Anyways, we're not going to do a mental assessment of any of these individuals because I was going to look at Mayweather too, since that was a big thing for him to get into boxing as well. But I don't think that's going to happen, just from an interview that I listened to of Mayweather saying no. But let's watch this short clip.
Something you enjoy?
It is an extremely fun job.
It is.
It's a crazy, beautiful, out-of-body experience.
He's a very happy man. This grin is from ear to ear. And some sparkly clothes. Anyways, he's sitting straight up, showing a lot of confidence and relaxed at the same time.
It's beating people up for lots of money.
Isn't it?
And he's very proud. Chin up, jawline up. He owns what he does. Straight back. And of course, he's an extremely healthy individual, obviously. He's trained. His body's in very good condition, so he can hold this position that he's got himself in with ease.
Is it an out-of-body experience? Because it seems like the ultimate in-body experience.
Yeah, you know, you'd have to experience it for yourself, but to go in there and to be in that pure environment, it's a beautiful feeling.
And he's using a lot of body movement to lean in. Pure environment. He leans into that as he speaks. He's a very confident individual, and he's very relaxed being on a talk show. Not many people go straight onto a talk show and they're comfortable. They'll have a little bit of stiffness. He, on the other hand, he's got a straight back. He's got relaxed shoulders. He's got good posture because he's in good health. And he's got his chin up, and he owns what he's doing. He's very confident individual, but very relaxed, very in his element. Now let's go look at his fighting style. I'm going to point out the fighting style of Conor McGregor compared to his opponent. What I want you to see right here, this is just a snippet, but it's a really good one. It just shows why he dominates the ring. Look at his eyes and his eye view. He sees everything. Look at these eyes. They're always down here. He's always got his gloves up, and he is obstructed. He's not seeing everything. Conor sees this glove, and he sees this glove. And he not only sees that, he sees the weight shifting in his legs. He sees exactly where the torso is going so that he can anticipate where that punch is coming from and watch as it comes in. Now, a bad fighter wouldn't do this because it leaves him open. He's very guarded here. I mean, this guy's got some really good blocking up. Conor doesn't have blocking up. But his advantage is he doesn't need it because he's got his vision on the whole body and he reacts quickly. And I'll show you a clip of that, of how fast he is. And we'll let this run through so you can see why this is a disadvantage to this fighter. He's down. Conor's watching. Did you see that look? Right there. Oh! And this will go back too far. He's looking down at the legs. He's watching where his feet are going, so he's anticipating. He's looking here still. He has not looked up to watch his hands. He's watching his legs and his hands. He's still watching his hands. He's never looked up at Conor's face. And because Conor did not let go of his eyesight on this man's body, he knew exactly where that weight shift was going to be and anticipated it for that blow. But that's what happens when you don't have blocks up. You get punched in the face. But that's what happens when you're paying attention. You give it back harder. And there you go. It's another fight. See where his eyes are. His blocks are not up, but he's got full vision range on this individual. And this man, as we can see in this stance, he's about to throw this punch. And Conor sees it. So he just gets just enough where that punch makes contact and it doesn't give him the full blunt of the weight behind it. And look, you can see Conor's face is bracing for impact. Slow this down even more. Just skims his face and comes back at him. And he never loses eye contact with his opponent. Whereas his opponent only had eyes here, right here. His complete vision of nothing else. So he's not watching Conor as he's leaning back, as he's throwing his weight back to avoid the punch to his face. His vision is very limited because he's doing the blocking action. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. But it just shows the superior fighter that Conor is. He's quick. His blocking doesn't really need to be there because he's fast enough to respond and he's paying attention. And watch that one more time. Look at his back foot. Was already starting to move when that punch came in. Even getting punched in the face, he does not lose eye contact with his opponent. And he's still keeping eye contact, drawing back for another. Continues the eye contact, not blocking, not shying away, where his opponent constantly is blocking and losing visual range of his opponent. Floyd Mayweather talking on McGregor. Let's take a look.
Contact sports. I'm the biggest name in contact sports. I'm something to talk about.
Oh, you gonna fight again?
As of right now, absolutely not.
All right, pick out a few things. He's shaking his head no. Are you going to fight again? As of right now, absolutely not. But he's smiling, and he's smiling really big. Watch his smile as it develops.
I guess I'm just the biggest name in contact sports. I'm the biggest name in contact sports. I'm something to talk about.
Oh, you gonna fight again?
He looks away from the one who asked the question, and he looks out into space. And that smile begins. Shaking his head no, and he starts that smile. He had to think about it. That's your first clue. And now as he's answering, he's smiling about it. It's a conflict with his head shaking no and the smile because there's no seriousness there. He's shaking his head no and he's telling you no, but he's smiling about it and he thought about it. Which would say to me that if the right incentive came along, because he had to think about it, he would fight again. So if there's an incentive there, he'll fight again.
As of right now, absolutely not.
I know you're tired.
I'm very, very, very comfortable.
And no, he's not very comfortable. If you have to emphasize and have the believe me look with comfortable for an extended amount of time instead of just a quick emphasis, he said comfortable, eyebrows went up, believe me look, and didn't just go down with a quick. It stayed up just a little bit. Too long. And they're still up. So he's not that comfortable.
The 100 million plus, I've read those quotes. If it's
I also want to say, and we'll stop talking about his mentality because I know everybody wants to know, is he going to fight McGregor? Is he going to fight McGregor? And it is truly a real possibility. So we'll get right into his body. And McGregor's had that good posture, sitting up straight kind of thing. Mayweather, curved back, arms in, fighting position already in the chair. He is always on guard. He's always got blocks. Always. That is how he is. And of course, if you do this for a living, it kind of melds into your personal life. So he's got boxing 24/7. He's always in guard.
9-figure payday?
Well, you know, I can get that anyway. You know that.
Well, in fairness to him, in fairness to everybody, I've said this. When you and I spoke a few months ago,
And also we see him rubbing his hands. And that evilness. Actually, it's not. It doesn't mean evil. It just, you see that more often with those people because it's in anticipation. You're rubbing your hands in anticipation. Here they are talking about another fight coming. He's rubbing his hands. Anticipation.
you said, listen, I'm retired.
Yes.
However,
All right, let's stop talking about that. Let's go into the fighting styles of both of them. This is Floyd and Mosley. We're going to pay attention to Floyd. Obviously, he's in the red and black and no hair. And I want you to see his guard. His guard is way up, blocking his chin. And his guard is down, giving him full eyesight. I know that, keep your guard up, keep your guard up. The problem with the guard, it blinds you. It leaves you with blind spots. It gives him good eye. He can see. Now he's got his guard down. He's watching. Brings his hands up. He brings his hands up. Now he's drawing back, and he's not really noticing. Up. I would sit there and say, as I'm watching this, I think Mayweather is testing him. He's moving his hands around, and by doing this, he's pushing him to react. And he's watching to see how much he's paying attention. Because that would make sense on why this hand goes back, then they go up. And we see that this individual did not react to it. Too much blind spots, not paying attention to the right area. And Mayweather is figuring that out. I do not know if he won this fight or not. I'd be very surprised with that kind of intellect, if that's what's happening, if he didn't. He even draws his left back. No reaction. He draws this back, then he reacts, he puts his arms just together. And watch his face, because he knows he's getting messed with. See, yeah, he's getting messed with. He keeps moving. Finally sees, and he left himself open in the middle. He doesn't pay attention. And that was a good one too. He punches him, but watch Mayweather's vision. He doesn't take his eyes off his target, which is a really good sign, like McGregor does. He does not take his eyes off the target. Looks like Mayweather is very limited on when he takes his eyes off the target. Looking back up at his target. Dancing back. Good. Look how high these gloves are. Blocking view. He's not able to see what's going on in his body to react to it. And still messing with him. He brought his foot in. He goes back. He's starting to pay attention now because he was messed with in the corner. And we'll stop watching. Boxing slower. This is another one of that fight. We're at round 4. And we are going to look at the speed. He's looking for an opening. He brings his gloves up. Now this is Mayweather. The gloves, this is Mayweather's weakness, so to speak. Those gloves up means lack of peripheral vision. And all he can see is directly here. So he can't really see these legs or where it's coming. He just knows from experience, he should know that this area is now way open, and this is exactly where he's looking. He got him here. He got his face. And this is where he lost eye contact with the body. He's not looking down. And that's why he missed that punch. And he makes good eye contact. He makes good contact. but it's fast. I mean, that was fast. My money's on McGregor. He's faster, and he keeps good eye contact the entire time. Now, it may prove different. He got some gloves on his hands, but my money's still on McGregor. If you like it, leave a like. If you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. And yes, this is the culprit.